easiest job in the world, you know. I know we get lots of holidays. Hooray! 3 weeks Easter holidays. But it's hard work in that classroom, let me tell you. And you know, they brought this new policy, didn't they? No child left behind. I mean, that sucks. That takes all the fun out of teaching. We used to have bets, you know, when we went on a field trip, which child would get left behind. Take the fun out of everything, don't they, eh? Actually, field trips were rather challenging. Ever been on a field trip, you teachers? You know, you take all these children onto a bus. And then you always get the parents that want to come along, you know, the well-meaning, crazy dad. Oh, there he is. Hi. All the crazy dads sit at the back of the bus, mooning out the back window, don't they, at everybody behind them. And then you get your ADHD kids, you know, these children today, drinking the Red Bulls and eating all the chocolate. It's at that point I think, why did I sell that Ritalin? But you know, children today, they've always got all these labels, haven't they? They've got ADHD and BESD and PhD and all these different things. And one of them actually said to me, he said, "You can't shout at me. You can't make me do that. I've got ADHD." As if it was something to be really proud of. I said, "Excuse me, I've got PMT, but I've still got to teach you lot." They got such an attitude, chewing the cud all day. Attitude, haven't they, eh? You know, when I was at school, I don't know, I mean, I'm getting on a bit, but if any of you can remember, we weren't allowed to chew gum. I got caught in my maths class once, this is a true story, chewing gum. And I had to stand in the corner, in the waste paper basket, with a piece of chewing gum on the end of my nose. You girls can't believe it, can you? It's true. We used to get humiliated. Bring back humiliation, that's what I say. Bring back corporal punishment. Nothing wrong with it. Well, I decided, I was looking at them like a lollipop or something. I decided it was time to call it a day, you know. The more and more new teachers that came in, they were that young. I thought, half of them, they're hardly out in nappies. I knew it was time to call it a day when I said, "You girl, why haven't you got your school uniform on?" She said, "Oh, excuse me, miss, I'm a new teacher." I thought, yeah, better hang up the exercise books. And they've all got different strategies, haven't they? They learn all these fancy strategies at college. This one woman, she said to me, she was an NQT. For those of you that don't know what that means, it means newly qualified teacher. And they come in with all these wonderful ideas, you know. And I'm there, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And she said, "You know what, I got one of my students to send their homework in." I said, "How did you do that?" Then, you know, I thought I'd go along with her, she's all full of herself. I got one of my students to send the homework in by sending them a text message of me in a bikini. I said, "That's nothing." I said, "I got all my students to send the homework in, just by threatening to send a picture of me in my bikini." So anyway, thank you for having me with Bobby and Andy. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, Bobby and Andy, thank you very much. I'd just like to say a few words about marriage. I know you've only been married a year, but you see, Mike and I, we've been married a long time. Just remember that marriage, it's not just a word. No, it's a sentence. Isn't it? Why sentence? Okay. And the real test of marriage is when you've been married a long time and, you know, like yourself, my memory's going. We were just talking about it earlier, weren't we? My memory's going and I forget things. And some of you older people can probably relate to this. Or I'll say the same thing over and over again. I say the same thing over and over again. I say the same thing over and over again. I think I've already said that once. But it is, and I went to the doctors about it. I have tried going to the doctors, but every time I get there, I forget what it is I went there for in the first place. So it's quite difficult, isn't it, you know, to know what to do. Anyway, I've got a little story for you in a minute, but I just wanted to tell you this first of all. When I was at the doctor's, I did tell him that I know you might think I'm getting on a bit, but I am thinking about having another baby. Oh, sorry, Matt, I didn't tell you that bit.
No, you told me that.
No, we are thinking about having another baby, and I went to the doctor and I said, "Look, doctor," I said, "I'm doing everything. I'm taking vitamins, I'm eating my vegetables, I've given up drinking, I've given up smoking, I even sleep at night with a pillow under my bottom. He said, are you having sex on a regular basis? I said, I can't do everything. But just thank you, a few words of wisdom, particularly for Bobby and Andy tonight, but anybody really who wants to survive marriage, then these are some words of wisdom for you, okay? But this is really true, isn't it, Mike? When I was sat down on the couch the other night next to you having a cuddle, we still have a cuddle, you know, after 31 years. We're all snuggled up, and he was flipping the channels, and I said, what's on TV then? He replied, Dust. That's when the fight started. I was hinting about what I wanted for our upcoming anniversary, and I said, I want something shiny that goes from 0 to 150 in about 3 seconds. He bought me some kitchen scales. That's when the fight started. Have you done that? He got home the other night, and I demanded that he take me to somewhere very expensive. So he took me to the petrol station. The fight started. Well, we were sitting at the table one day at my school reunion, and he kept staring at this drunken woman on the other table. And I said to him, do you know her? He said, yes, she's my old girlfriend. I understand that she took to drinking right after we split up those many years ago, and I hear that she hasn't been sober since. Wow, I said, who would think a person could go on celebrating that long? That's when the fight really started. He took me to a restaurant, and the waiter, for some reason, decided to serve him first. He said, what do you want? He said, I'll have steak, medium rare. He said, are you not worried about the mad cow? He said, no, she can sort herself out. I know, that's when the fight started. I was standing in the bedroom, nude, looking in the mirror at myself and thinking, is that really me? I felt really ugly. I felt horrible, and I said to Mike, that's him down there, I feel ugly and horrible and fat. I really need you to pay me a compliment. Do you know what he said? Sue, you've got perfect eyesight. I said, oh, does this dress make my bum look big? He said, not half as much as the one you had on yesterday did. So he said, come on, where do you want to go for our anniversary? I said, somewhere I haven't been for a long time. He said, get in the kitchen then. And finally, Mike and I were watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire while we're cuddling up in bed, and I turned to him and said, do you want to make mad passionate love tonight? That's how you talk, isn't it, when you want to? Do you want to make mad passionate love tonight, darling? No, he answered. So I said to him, is that your final answer? Yes, he said, and turned over to go to sleep. I said, well, in that case, I want to phone a friend. That's when the fight started. Thank you. God bless.